I was first inspired in the 1980s when I started my life in travel, and I went to Kenya, and I was very fortunate to go to the fruit and vegetable market. The local market stall holder told me his story about how he and his family produced the fruit and veg that he was selling, and he was really urging me to buy this produce and to bring it back to the UK. Then many years later, when I came to work in the leisure sector, we had some incidents going on in Africa which prevented us from taking our customers on holiday there. And it was then that I realised that the people who were producing the fruit and vegetables in Kenya, the local people, their livelihood was being significantly compromised by the fact that we weren't taking people on holiday there. I put the two things together, and that's what really made me start to take notice.
First I saw the Al Gore movie, An Inconvenient Truth. And then I got really blown away from that because it was so direct, and it actually showed what this is going to do to the whole planet. So from being something that is to say, well, this can actually create an increase of the global warming with 1 or 2 degrees. You really didn't have a clue about, well, what does that mean if it's just going to be a little bit warmer? But actually when you see the impact, which I think his movie was fantastic in showing, I was really taken aback from that.
If I really sort of look deep, it comes down, I think, to the fact that I've got children of my own, and I'm interested in the future world that they're going to be growing up in, not just the immediate one that we're part of now and the sort of business environment, etc., that I'm part of. So what sort of world are they going to be able to look forward to in the future, and what can I do within a large corporate environment to contribute positively to that?
Tourism has tremendous impacts on destinations. Some negative, yes, but also some positive. And it's the positive impacts that really inspired me.
If any industry is dependent on a resilient and functioning environment, it is tourism. People aren't going to go to places where the life support systems are collapsing, where the water supplies are at risk, where nature's being devastated, where biodiversity is threatened, where the temperatures are rising, floods are threatened. I mean, you know, when you go on holiday, you want to go to a place that looks good, feels good, is rich as a nice environment, etc., etc. So you can't think about the future of tourism as an industry unless you think about protecting those assets on which the industry depends. And those assets are places, destinations, communities.
Tourism is a fantastic industry, but it's also a very thirsty industry. Our tourists use huge amounts of water, also create quite a lot of waste. And so those have really big impacts on destinations that need to be managed, and we can help manage those.
It is absolutely the right thing to do, to be leading and driving development in this area as well. And I think that what is so good about the Holidays Forever commitments that we had, and I would urge everybody to go in on the website and look at those, because there's been a lot of thought going into this as well, and I think they're fantastic. And it's really differentiate ourselves from everybody else in the industry.
If we don't do something now, then 10 years, 20 years, these places will not be the same. We really need to take care of them and to actually educate people and just inform them that we have to look after the places that we visit together.
You have to have buy-in from the local people, because ultimately it's their land, it's their community, and we are merely guests, and we've got to behave like them.
Our carbon management commitments make absolute business sense. What's usually good for the environment is also good for the bottom line in the majority of cases. So cutting down carbon through our shops, really managing carbon in our airline, looking at our brochure production and our offices, and everywhere where we create carbon emissions and seeking to reduce those makes absolute business sense.
We're starting on a journey to reduce our emissions by 6% across the TUI group. In addition to that, we will be the first UK airline to launch a fully commercial flight using sustainable biofuels.
For retail, I'm actually really excited that we absolutely can make a huge difference. So the carbon reduction, we've got a few things on the go already. So High Street Forever is brilliant. It's already out there in our shops. And these are hints and tips for how we can reduce carbon. So simple things, turning the lights off when they're not in use, recycling all the brochures, you know, those types of things every day. And on top of that, we're actually launching automatic meter readings into our shops. So this is where the managers and the staff can really keep an eye on the energy we're using, so that we can just keep a bit of a fix on, like I've said, for carbon reduction, but also to protect the P&L. And if I can give retail the biggest tip, it's actually to make sure that if your door is open, then your air conditioning is off.
If we can fulfil our Holidays Forever commitment of recycling around 3 million cans over the next 3 years, we'll be making a significant difference to the environment. We'll be saving money in the long term, and we'll be really following through on the things that we've promised to do.
I think it's great that we've got 20 very clearly communicated commitments rather than having 95 or 100, because it very succinctly defines where we see the issues being. And in terms of destination and product, I think the 4 or 5 that relate to that are absolutely critical, and many parts of the business could identify with them and take action from them. For example, the challenge to get 90% of our hotels Travel Life awarded.
For me, the Travel Life Awards are really important, and they are a way of raising the bar. They're a way of saying, actually, this is something that at the moment looks a bit special. It has to become standard across the whole industry. We have to make this now common practice, not exceptional practice, but common practice.
It's brilliant now that we've got these sort of commitments within the core specifications that we sign with hoteliers. Right at the very start, when we build a hotel, we're talking with hoteliers through a 100-point checklist, and a number of those points now relate to sustainability. So hoteliers have to take it seriously.
We're very pleased to be working with TUI to invest in new projects each year to try to support destination environments and communities, to look at making the business have a better impact on the destination.
I think in every destination we can make a positive difference. I think everywhere we go, you know, in some of the more developed destinations, I think there's absolutely something we can do, be that recycling with the plastics, what we're doing to encourage our customers to make better utilisation of water, to some of the emerging markets where you can actually see poverty right in your face and you can alter someone's whole life with just a few pounds.
I think it's really exciting the work we're doing with our flagship properties like our holiday villages and Sensatori, to really bring them up to best practice globally in terms of environmental management and in terms of really helping spread that tourist pound to local communities, and the sorts of changes that we're making there to the way we do business. So buying fruit and vegetable locally, employing more local people, and really making a difference to those communities.
There's so many initiatives now with Holidays Forever that you can get involved in a volunteering scheme. They're looking for 1,000 people by 2014 to actually get involved with projects, and you just need to jump in and just get involved, and you would feel a real sense of achievement by doing that.
And I myself, with some of my team members, were involved with an initiative in a local children's hospice, decorating a ward, etc. as part of that. But I think, you know, you realise when you're part of something of that nature that one, you feel that you're doing something very worthwhile, and two, it's a great opportunity to get closer to each other, etc., and find out more of each other. Very motivating experience.
When kids are telling you that previously they were on the streets, they were begging for money, and then they're telling you, now I can read and write, now I can speak English, now I work in a market and I build and make things because of the money that you and your customers give me. Being able to see what the charity money does, especially in destinations, is absolutely fantastic. To be, as the PLC, to be able to go out and say, actually, we are going to raise £1 million, a substantial amount of money, and we're going to do with it, we're going to give it back to the destinations, and we're going to give it back to the countries that we visit and make them better places for future generations. I think is awe-inspiring for our colleagues, and for the destinations is just a message that says, actually, these people really care. They care about me, they care about the place to visit, and they care about the future.
Customers, I think it's true, are not banging on the door in large numbers saying, please can I have a green holiday or a more sustainable holiday? But research shows that increasingly customers are expecting their holiday companies to have taken care of all of that.
Within Sensatori Crete, our team take our customers for a walk around the village, and in doing so they point out the shops, the tavernas, the bars, And what it actually does is gives our customers an enhanced view of what they can enjoy outside the hotel, but it also provides income for the local community, which benefits everyone. We found that when customers rate us highly on environmental issues, they also rate us highly on holiday overall.
One of the commitments in there that we will engage with 1 million of the holiday makers into this in this field. We have another commitment that is about engaging with 500,000 children as well.
It's so important to educate children and to actually have that footing so that they're so engaged and they actually remember that. It's a very memorable thing for them to be educated, and then they educate their families, and it just grows from there. And I think they always have a real sense of inspiration when they're taught about something in that way.
I'm incredibly proud to work for an organisation that's prepared to put its money where its mouth is and make public statements about our commitment to sustainability in the tourism industry.
Sustainability is crucial for the future of tourism. It's great for our business, and it does enhance the customer's holiday.
It's really important that we get behind Holidays Forever so that we can enjoy holidays forever.
I would very much like to continue to work together with everybody in this organization to striving towards a vision that I think we have put out in the Holidays Forever commitments, and that is to continue to offer holidays that has lesser and lesser impact on the environment, celebrating local culture and livelihoods, so we can continue to offer holidays forever.